Hey everybody, welcome to the third episode of ACME's 2023 Virtual Toy Fair. What we're going to cover in this segment is the models that we've announced over the last 1 to 2 months and that we're taking pre-orders on. Currently, going to highlight those, look at some details on them, and then after we're done with that, we're going to have a chat about some of the new stuff that was coming, maybe Q3 and Q4 of this year. So let's get started. Over here in the GM section, we've got the two Chevy Bel Airs that we've announced. We have the Street Strip version in silver and white. Just features the standard 283 with a high-rise intake on it. Good looking car. And then we have the custom cruiser version in a custom orange metallic and white with the featuring the brand new 18-inch rally wheels. Really gives this one a good look. Up front here, we'll go to the C10s and a K10 actually. Classic red and white paint job on this guy with your mag wheels and 35-inch all-terrain tires. We're going to cut the PO on this one really soon, so if you haven't ordered that one yet, get your order in with your local dealer or directly with ACME. In the middle, you'll notice something brand new. This is really cool. We are going to have our first Drag Outlaws C10. We tooled up the wheelie bars in the back. We have the spoiler for the top of the back of the bed. Haven't exactly nailed down if that's the final design we're going to go with or not, but we're getting close. Up front, we have wedged a GMP blown 572 in the engine bay. That thing looks just killer. Cannot wait for this first one to be formally announced. I think we're going to call it, this one's going to be called Night Train. Yeah, really excited about this. Going to open up a lot of new possibilities for some drag C10 stuff. And the hood's just a lift-off C10 hood, lift-off hood. Next to it is one that most of y'all are already familiar with. That's the LS10. That was the LS swap that we did with the GMP LS motor out of the Camaros and I believe the late model GTOs. This one, the PO's already cut. These are almost sold out, if not sold out. So you can check the website. Behind there, we have the recently announced custom cruiser Buick Riviera with our 20-inch Boss wheels on there. Good looking car. Here in this group, we have the Southern Kings Customs portion of the collection that we've recently announced. Got the Oldsmobile 88 and Pagan Gold, and then these awesome, wild-looking El Caminos with the body-colored match smoothie wheels on there. The whole idea of the Southern Kings Custom is to kind of get that custom cruiser kind of West Coast vibe of just some a West Coast take on what some of these cruisers would have done, in the 60s and 70s. These closing out the POs on these El Caminos this week, I think. So again, you get your orders in if you haven't. Over here, we have our Mopar corner. Got the 67 Dodge Charger, custom orange paint job with the aftermarket Street Fighter, the Hitman wheels on there, I believe. And then Hemi engine, just a good looking Charger. Next to it, there were two recently announced darts, the B7 Blue, and then the Street Fighter Bullseye edition. Don't pay attention to that gold color on those wheels. They will definitely be a little bit darker than that. Excuse me. Next to there, we have the Ivy Green Hemi Cudas, and those, the PO has been cut on those, so there's only a few pieces left of each. Just a great looking color combo with those Hemi billboards. Behind there, we'll start over here with this all new 65 GT350R number 6 in a Gulf livery, tribute to the number 6 GT40 that won Le Mans in '68. Next to this one, we all know this one. This color just turned out amazing on this Rat Fink Mustang. AFX, 65 AFX. First one with the velocity stack injection. Just great paint job on that one. The hood is a little off on that. That'll be corrected before production. Next to that one, we got the all newly announced Rat Fink 32 pickup truck with the blown Hemi engine in it. This one's going really well. I know we've done quite a bit of Rat Fink stuff. We're gonna, pay attention to that and kind of pull it back a little bit for 2023. We want to keep it fresh, come up with fresh new ideas. Next to that, we have the Blue Flame 32. Just a really cool paint job on this one. Got some inspiration from a car that we saw while doing some research online. Just a wild paint job, and it's just a new take on a classic. Next to that one is the Vic Edelbrock Land Speed 32. Really happy that we could finally get this one done. GMP talked about doing it a long time ago. Just never took the time to get the parts tooled. It was ran without a windshield and with lower windshield mounting horns. So we tooled up those horns, the tonneau cover, and a couple other parts and pieces. I can't remember right offhand. But this was built and owned and ran at Bonneville Salt Flats by Vic Edelbrock. Great history of that piece. Oh, almost forgot. Here's the hot box van, G30 van. That's the next release from our van line. Great gloss black paint job with a killer flame application as well. All right, let's talk about some new previously unannounced projects. Just going to highlight a few, not going to run through the whole production schedule. That would take a while. Just going to touch on some of the main pieces that we have coming later this year. We're tooling up. We all know, we might all not know the story, but Pontiac Firebird, the '67 Pontiac Firebird serial number 1 and serial number 2 were found a couple years ago in a guy's barn, I believe in North Carolina or something. We have those molds, but we didn't have the right wheels for either of them. They had special unique wheels on those. So serial number 1 was a convertible. We're tooling up the wheels to make that car. And then serial number 2 was a hardtop HO package car. And we're making the wheels to make that car as well. After that, really excited to announce this. We all remember the Precision Miniatures 60 gasser tooling that has not been used forever. Precision made a great model of the 1960 John Mazmanian's 1960 Corvette gasser. So we're going to release this one. This was the original version before John put the extra lettering and graphics on it. But then something that's really cool that we're going to do is, you see how that fender well in the rear is cut. We are going back in and we're arching it so that we can make a lot more 60 gasser, 61 gasser Corvettes with that arched rear wheel well instead of that notched one like on the Mazmanian. So that'll give us a bunch of Corvettes that we can do. And then obviously we got some Boss 429s coming, throughout the year, some CUDAs that we're working on. This, like we touched on in the new tooling stuff, the 68 GT500 KR convertibles. We got several of those that we're going to be announcing over the course of the next couple quarters. Let's see, 68 and 9 Camaros, some drag, some stock production, and then let's see, GTO Judges. We have the next ones are going to be 2 Judge convertibles and 2 really rare cars. One is the last Judge ever built, the last Judge convertible ever built, and then the other one will be a twin to a hardtop Judge that GMP made years ago, and that'll be a Atoll blue on blue with a white top. Following that, we got GT350s in ARC packages and in street trim packages, K5 Blazers. Like I said, we tooled up those off-road parts. We have a pretty iconic one that a famous guy drove. A famous actor drove a 68 green Mustang in a really famous movie, but one of his personal vehicles for his race teams was a 70 K5 Blazer. Go Google it. You'll enjoy the story. After that, we do have more ramp trucks coming this year, but we're going to space those out, not as many. And we're tooling up some wheel and tire sets for the ramp trucks, a custom set of Alcoa wheels, Alcoa style wheels. But we're going to, some of the ideas we have are a USA 1 C30 Chevrolet ramp truck, maybe a Yinko, a Grumpy Jenkins. For the Dodges, maybe a Mazmanian. And for the Fords, you know, maybe a different Shelby version, Mickey Thompson, Malco Gasser. You know, we're just bouncing ideas off of each other right now, but we're not going to release all of these at once, so don't worry about that. After that, we got the Altereds. The Mondello Matsubara turned out really nice, I think. The next one's going to be a Burkholder Brothers. Then the next one after that is going to be one called the Heaven and Hell Bantam. Or it's between Heaven and Hell. And it was some period in between Pure Hell and Pure Heaven's racing history that this car was built and ran. So pretty cool story there. All right. That about wraps it up for hot rods and muscle cars and stuff for the moment. We'll be back with sprint cars in our next episode.